throughout the ages. I'm your host, Alana. Today we have 3 special guests on the show, including 1 historian from Yale. Can I please get a round of applause for our first historian, Lucas?
Hello.
Thanks for coming on the show today.
Very welcome.
So, you studied Cleopatra.
Yes, I do. Studied Cleopatra for about 5 years in just down the street from Boston, in Boston College. It's a very nice school. They teach a very good history program.
Okay, so a little bit about Cleopatra. How did she rule her kingdoms?
She ruled her kingdoms very critically and harsh. She was a very harsh ruler because she ruled with an iron fist, like Stalin, for an example. Her people did like her because they thought of her as a goddess, but really, you'd be scared of a goddess too if you were her.
Okay. Why was Cleopatra called the Queen of Kings?
Because she was well known in Rome, and Mark Antony was her husband. So Octavian, Mark Antony's close relative, was he thought that she would eventually take over all of Rome and all of Greece. So they thought pretty much she would become the queen of all the kingdoms.
Okay. What really sparked your interest in Cleopatra?
I've always had a really interest in Egyptian mythology, Egyptian history. I've gone to Egypt several times. It's a very nice spot. The pyramids aren't as nice up close as you see them from afar because English took a lot of the stones away from the pyramid because they used it for their own castles.
Okay. Would there be anything else you'd like to add?
Let's just say Cleopatra did get around a lot, so yeah.
Okay.
Alright, but that's all I have for you.
Okay, thanks so much for coming in. I'd like to introduce our next historian. Zach is coming up next. Let's get a round of applause. That's a big ball you got there.
Yeah, it's called a globe, yeah. These globes here, they show you what the world looks like, the different continents and...
I'm going to put your globe over here,
Okay.
out of my face.
All right.
Alright, so you studied Alexander the Great.
Yes, I did. For many years in Yale, as a matter of fact, I did, yes.
Okay, so where was he born?
Well, in case you didn't know, and many other people, in case you didn't know, Alexander the Great was born in Macedonia.
Alright. So, was he killed? Or did he die of natural causes?
Well, there's a lot of theories on that, you know. Many people say that he was poisoned. Many people also say that he just died of natural causes, like you mentioned. But from what I learned, he died because his wife poisoned him.
So, which one do you believe?
I personally believe he was poisoned.
Okay.
You know, because his wife was jealous and all, because he was getting all the glory, and she wasn't. You know. So,
Alright.
you can get jealous easy that way, you know. If someone's getting all the attention and you're not.
Yes, I could completely understand that.
Yes.
Alright, how long did his conquest last?
Well, connecting all the time that he spent in the Indian campaign and the Persian campaign, it lasted all around about 10 years, you know. 10 years under his belt, that's quite a long time, you know. And he was a great leader. He was a great leader. He was. So 10 years, yeah, to answer your question, 10 years.
I read in your book that you had a personal interest in William Shakespeare.
Yes, I had I wrote, actually it's 2 books on that, on my interest, as a matter of fact. Here's one today, actually, and here's just a couple of things that I wrote, and you might find this really interesting. William Shakespeare is also a very, very significant character in history, and I also heard that you really...
Yes, I have a personal interest in him.
Yes, he's a very interesting person. Anyway, well, here's just some facts that I wrote in my book here. William Shakespeare was born in Stratford upon Avon, allegedly on April 23rd, 1564.
So do you know if that's the absolute date or is that just kind of guess?
Well, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, the dates of people that, from many years ago, there's not actually any 100%,
Yeah.
100% understanding when they were actually born. But anyway,
Why is he important in history?
well, he wrote a lot of poems and plays, and he had a lot of writing, He contributed over 2,000 words and phrases to the English language.
Really?
And, these words could have been used before, but, historians prefer Shakespeare's version because there's a lot more cross-dressing. Yes. Yeah, thank you. Good joke, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, thanks for being on the show today.
Well, it was very nice to be here. I'm glad I came.
Well, you go back to Yale now. Have a great day.
Yeah, I think I'm writing another book, too. I might write another book.
Well, we'll have to back you back on then, won't we?
For sure, and I'll have to explain and give everyone details on what that's going to be about and what it contains.
All right, well, you have a good
All right,
day.
well, thank you for having me. Bye.
All right, we're going to welcome on our next guest, Brandon. So, what are you really specialize in?
Abraham Lincoln. He's good inspiration to people.
What really drew your interest?
Of how everybody back in the day just didn't like slaves and all colored people, and I thought the way he stood up for them and changed their lives and got them free inspired me to do this.
Okay. So, where was he born?
He was born in Illinois on a farm in 1809. It was a pioneer farm, so all they really did was farming and they cut down trees and all that to build their house and all that.
So, who exactly did he live with? His parents?
Yeah, his dad Thomas and his mom Nancy. His mom's last name was Hanks, and she died some year after. And then his dad got remarried to Sarah.
Okay. Why the beard?
The beard was because they did a big poster of him at first, and it just showed him with a bunch of scars from being hurt on the farm and all that, because he would get hit in the face with branches. And people thought it didn't look like him, and he looked horrible. So he grew the beard, and people thought he looked like a much better man, which, in my opinion, he does.
Okay, perfect. Well, thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you.
You have a great day now.
Thank you.